Hey pals. Welcome to Frame and Fiber. I am Paige Miller and I'm coming to you from Frame and Fiber, which is my picture framing and yarn shop in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. So thanks for popping in and spending some time with me. Today's video is part of a picture framing series that I've been doing here on my YouTube channel, specifically about the design process. What happens when you walk in the door of a picture frame shop and walk up to the picture framing counter? And this is what you can kind of expect for the most part. These are videos that I'm doing with customers who are not local to me, so they are not coming up to my picture frame counter. Instead, we are meeting on the interwebs and going over all of the design process that way. And so far it's been working really well. I really am enjoying doing these videos and I hope that they have been educational to you. If you have any picture framing questions, please don't feel free. Please feel free to, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can send me an email at pagetheframer@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at pagetheframer or at Frame and Fiber, and that'll all be linked below and you can send me direct messages there. Yeah, any type of picture framing question, if you have something that you've always wanted to frame and weren't sure what to do and how to go about it, you can definitely get in touch with me. So let's get into the video. So hello and welcome everybody. Thanks for joining me today. I am here with Marce. We will be framing this piece of art for her. And Marce, would you mind telling everyone a bit about yourself and the artwork that you brought in today?
I'd be happy to. Hello, lovelies. Hello, friends of Paige. My name is Marce. I am the host of the Hey Brown Berry podcast on YouTube. I am a knitter, crocheter, designer, and dyer. I live in South Florida, and I'm really excited to be part of this Design Counter series. I'm also Paige's #1 fan, I'm pretty sure. I'm looking forward to this session. The piece that Paige is framing for me is an illustration by Giada Rose. Giada Rose is an extremely talented young person who lives in Kentucky. She's Rose Witchery on Instagram, and she has an Etsy shop under Giada Rose. And from her own byline, she calls herself an illustrator of bygone and magical things. So this image of a maker was gifted to me. It was my birthday gift last year from one of my best friends, Maria. Maria is a huge fan of Giada and her work, and has actually used Giada as an illustrator for a book that she wrote. So this birthday gift was something that Maria thought I would enjoy, and she thought correctly. It's an image of a woman seated very comfortably in her making space, just surrounded by all the things that make her happy.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
It's a really cool piece. It's printed really well. The paper that it's printed on is really nice paper, and the colors, you know, it's pretty dark, like a lot of contrast, obviously you can see on the screen, but the colors really come through, like the really subtle differences. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, she's a very gifted artist, and I really love the detail that's in there, including the colors, like you said.
Yeah, it's awesome. So before we start and I start showing you some of my ideas, I wanted to know if you had any ideas when you had first, when you first saw this, did it spark anything in you, like where you want it to live, or did something come to your mind of like what you'd like to be surrounding the art?
So when you talked about this project initially, without a second thought, I wanted this to be the piece that was framed. I'm a memory keeper by nature. So for me, the work that you do is really a beautiful way of preserving something. So in one aspect, I want to preserve this illustration so I can have it for a long time somewhere in my space. And I also want to preserve the feeling that's in it. So when I thought about where to put it, it's going to go in my craft room. And my craft room is a total mishmash of styles and things. It's where I keep all my making supplies, but it's also where I go to relax and create. So there's some soothing colors in there. There's some really bright, high contrast colors in there because it just sparks different feelings for me.
Okay.
Not until I came to your shop did I realize how many options there are for framing. Oh, it's just amazing. And I actually love that. I think having watched this series and having seen how you work with others to get just the right encasing for an image, I didn't think specifically about colors, but I really do. I want the image to shine, and I'm good with clean lines. I'm good with rich tones. So that's about as far as I got in my process.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm in your gifted hands.
well, and it's going to be living in your creative space. Generally, any maker space that I've been in is pretty eclectic. Like, we are inspired by so many things. And so I feel like as long as what we pick works with this artwork to make this shine, like you said, you can put this any place.
Yeah, and knowing me and the way I change things up sometimes, it's the kind of thing that I would love to move around my house, but anything that brings out the colors that are already in there will fit pretty well in my house, just about any wall.
Well, I have a couple ideas for the matting.
Okay.
So there's so many things we can do with this. I thought a fabric mat would be pretty because the texture of like you had even said just before about the richness of the colors. The fabric mats have a warmer and like deeper, richer look to the color rather than just the paper. And the linen works really well with it.
Oh.
So it really makes the brightness of the paper pop out too.
Yes.
Which again,
I'm amazed at how contrast. Yeah, I'm amazed at how as soon as you put that top mat on there, I pay more attention to that tan color in the photo. Right. Which is kind of cool. That draws my eye to the things that are in that space.
Yeah, it's just, but it's a lovely neutral. It allows everything to pop out, but I feel like it just blends into the background.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the linen. I can show you also
just instinctively, the lighter one I'm drawn to.
This one right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something about it, I think, brightens up the whole photo in a way. You may be able to see that better than me from here, but just on screen, I like the way it pops.
So both of these colors work well with the piece.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think either one's wrong.
Yeah.
My job as the framer is to make sure that whatever I show you works well. So when it comes to choosing between the two, it's totally up to you.
Cool.
That said, sometimes people are like, no, you tell me.
Yeah, of course, because imagine all of the things that you've seen. I guess you develop an eye for that.
I definitely have looked at these colors hundreds of times over, I'm sure. So if you like that setup, and I wanted to just show you, that's the undermat is just a plain old black mat.
Yeah.
But if you don't want the black and you want to keep it light, we can just do the mat by itself.
The under black is very appealing, probably because it pulls even more from the illustration.
You know, it just mimics the contrasty feel of contrasty.
Yes, technical term. Yep.
So yeah, I mean, we can move on to the frame if you think that is.
I like that a lot.
I'm looking at I picked out some frames for you to look at already.
Okay.
These are just a preliminary. Let's start here. We can definitely peruse the entire wall if you'd like to.
Okay.
And now that I'm looking at my pile that I picked out for you, I realize I picked out all dark frames. So you may want to let me know if it's too dark, if you want to change it up. Also, these sizes, I can go bigger or smaller on some of them. So
okay.
All right, so there's
speaking about dark, when Maria chose this for me, she, just a little backstory.
Yes, that's the camera.
She and I refer to ourselves as wool witches. Not specific to any type of craft, more to the idea of just a magical concept of making, and the way any of us who are makers take a material and turn it into something else is pretty magical and witchy, just to be a little bit, you know, mystical and and crafty in that way. And so she said to me when she picked out this particular illustration, that was part of it, is that there is some darkness in it, but that's appealing in a way. Like that's part of what was appealing about it.
That's awesome. So she put a lot of thought into this too.
She did. It was the best gift.
All right. So that is the first frame.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull it up here so you can see it.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that is, this is a veneer and it's just on a pine, but this is a burl finish. And then it's really rustic. You can see the little wormholes here. Not real wormholes, but.
That's really cool that you can give wood that look.
Yeah,
That's
isn't it
really
beautiful?
cool.
So,
Yeah.
and you can see that this is a really dark brown, and then the outside has been kind of finished in a black. So again, picking up off of all of the darker, richer tones in the artwork.
Yeah.
All right, so there's one. Oh, and if you see something that I'm pulling out that you definitely are like, no, I do not like that, tell me so I can.
Okay. Pitch it. Okay.
Just a simple, distressed, black washed frame.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Oh yeah, another color.
Yeah, I thought it picked up some of the background as well.
Definitely. So should I give you my first impressions already?
Oh, that was a lot to show you all at once.
Well, you are gifted, my friend. I don't hate any of them. I'll tell you, you know me, we've been friends now, so I usually go unfiltered. Yeah. Right off the bat, as you started showing them to me, I imagine she is supposed to be a version of me. So I imagine that she's sitting in her maker space in a cozy house somewhere.
Right.
And the first three that you showed me look like wood that would be some material in this hypothetical house she lives in.
Nice.
Like the idea of something a little bit distressed.
Right, something weathered that has a story of its own.
Yes. And that just, I don't know, it feels like that would be the kind of wood that would appear where she is. Hey. So in that line, and then you showed me different thicknesses.
Yes.
This is very unlike me, but I almost think more narrow is better fitting. Normally I'd be like bigger the better, more, but.
So instead of something this big, go a little bit smaller. All right, so this one.
Yeah. Yeah, all of that change in tone and that weathering is very appealing. Yeah.
And then just to show you the shape of it.
Oh, cool.
So that one's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
This one here, nice and simple. You can see that it's distressed a lot. It's made to look like it's been, like to me, I think of it as like a piece of board that's been painted several different colors over the course of 50 years.
Got it. That's a cool effect.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Let me show you up here again. Just, I feel like the lighting comes across better in my camera.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And again, surprising myself, but I almost like the fact that it's very clean lines.
Yeah.
There isn't a lot happening in the wood itself.
Right, so that's a contender, it sounds like.
Yeah, I like that.
This is kind of similar to the first one, but on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
The shape is a little bit different, but you can see that it still has that aged burl look to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very appealing. I don't know. It feels like that one is what I would say of the ones I've seen so far is like a medium thickness.
So this one has this little bit of dental going on here.
Right. It's very, and as you're doing that, I realize that what I actually need is a framed photo of you. That would be great too. I love the little texture around the edge.
I do too. This is the one that I grabbed. I'm like, it's not plain, but I just want to see it because It's definitely a black wash, but it's really distressed too. Like you can see here, like all the little nicks, and
Oh,
so that one to me
yeah,
is
that's
kind of
really
like
nice.
whimsical, kind of.
It's artsy in a way.
Yeah.
I like that.
So.
I don't know. That's a strong contender right there because it feels like it has a combination of the things I like from what I've seen.
Right. Okay. So that is that one.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got the distressed paint. And then this was the burl. It's not a burl. I shouldn't say that. It's meant to look like burl.
Okay.
So
I'm loving that one that's closest to you. That's on the outside of the
this
tree.
one.
I love that one. Yeah.
I do too.
I love that one.
It's totally not, it's so much fancier than the ones we were just looking at because of that bit of, detail, but
yeah, I feel like if she had furniture, it would have that kind of effect.
Right. It's just a really neat piece.
I really like
It's such
that.
a cool frame.
Nicely done.
Do you want to see anything else? I showed you all dark frames.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything in you, anything about this that you're like, oh, can we see whatever? A gold. Not that you would pick gold.
No, I don't feel like anything lighter matches my vision of it. When seeing it all together, I don't see a lighter outline.
Okay.
For it. I think I want to keep with that kind of deep, soulful feel.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Did we just?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just love it. It looks like everything around the image is pulling from the image, which is what I would want.
Yes.
But also, having not done this before, I'm a newbie to being this involved in it. I really enjoy the fact that both the frame and the illustration are their own thing to look at.
Yes. Oh, that's a nice point.
Yeah. I feel like if I'm showing it to someone else, let's say, who didn't see it come all together, it's like you're giving them two different pieces of this to enjoy.
Okay. So that's it. We're good?
Yeah, thank you for making that so easy. That was incredibly easy. I will admit that I thought, I don't know anything about framing, but I didn't need to. I didn't need to know anything. Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks for letting me be part of it in this way.
I will ship this to Southern California, Southern Florida, where
yes.
It will be happily ever after.
That's
all right, my
so
friends.
Fun.
Thanks for doing
so
this.
much.
All right, Chick. Bye, guys.
See ya. Bye, everybody.
Okay, so there you have it. That was pretty fun. Marce and I had a good time designing the framing for the watercolor that her friend Maria gave her. Let me show you the finished product. So there we have it. Isn't it lovely? Let me up close so you can see the pretty frame. Today's light, you can really see the color of the mat with that little bit of color that the artist added to the floor. So I really love the way this came out. I think the frame is absolutely perfect for what's going on here in the piece. So yes, I think Marce is going to love this. I will ship this off to her next week and it will make its way to its forever home in Florida. Yeah, so I am in New Jersey and Marce is in Florida, and it is possible to get picture framing, specifically custom, done with me with the technology that we have nowadays. So again, reach out to me if you have any questions about picture framing, and I hope you enjoyed that video. So until next time, be well, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.